The elected Vancouver School Board has been fired by BC Minister for Education Mike Bernier. All 9 of them fired and out of a job. The board was comprised of 4 Vision Vancouver trustees, 4 NPA trustees, and 1 Green Party trustee with Mike Lombardi from Vision Vancouver as the chair. It was time to end the circus at the Vancouver School Board, as there had been allegations the workplace had become toxic, with reports that board members were bullying and putting tremendous pressure on the administration and staff. WorkSafe BC even acknowledged they were looking into the allegations. But the main premise for dismissal was not the toxic workplace allegations, but instead a provincial law that all school districts must run a balanced budget. The Vancouver School Board was well short of a balanced budget, mostly because of their outright refusal to close and condense schools that were drastically underused and not even close to capacity. And the board did do a last-minute flip-flop, agreeing to a balanced budget. But by then, Minister Bernier had deemed it too late, and I'm glad he did. The Vision Vancouver-controlled board was ideologically opposed to the BC Liberals, as many in Vision are closely tied to the BC NDP. The battle around public education in our province has been a hot issue for the BC Liberals and Premier Clark, even way back to when they came to power in 2001, when Clark was their first education minister. So rather than do what was right for the city and the students of Vancouver, the Vision-controlled Vancouver School Board decided to fight the provincial government rather than balance their budget, and left the minister with little choice but to pull the trigger yesterday. Of course, Vision Vancouver and the BC NDP began their finger-pointing and accusations that this was a political decision directly from the Premier's office as part of her supposed war on public education. The recently dismissed Vancouver School Board Chair, Mike Lombardi, was quoted as saying, "The Vancouver School Board is now being run out of Premier Christy Clark's office." And BC NDP leader John Horgan called the decision absolutely outrageous and went on to say, quote, "There is no reason to dispatch this board. The fact they had to fire the board today speaks to their lack of support for the democratic process and speaks to a government that is going to use education as a partisan tool in the coming election. And I just think that's wrong." Horgan and former BC NDP leader Adrian Dix also took to Twitter yesterday afternoon, putting out tweets like these seen here. Well, it didn't take long for a couple astute citizens to point out that back in 1996, when the BC NDP were in power, they did the exact same thing, firing the North Vancouver School Board for failing to balance the budget. Now, neither Horgan or Dix were part of that government, both first being elected in 2005, so you could perhaps excuse their poor memory or attempt to slide this one past the public. Or maybe they should have tried to spin the 96 decision as necessary. Yeah, no. In total regressive form, both current BC NDP leader John Horgan and the former leader, Adrian Dix, proceeded to block the 2 Twitter users who dare point out the NDP's hypocrisy. But that's just the NDP way, isn't it? Block people who disagree with you. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I talked a lot about Vision Vancouver and the BC NDP on this channel, and if you're like me and concerned that this ideology is a threat to British Columbia, then make sure you hit subscribe on our YouTube channel and never miss an update.